Good morning, namaskar, good day. This is January 31st, 2021, last day of this month. One month has gone of 2021, and this is Engineer Suraj Singh talking to you about professional issues, civil engineering issues, and other issues. Very important one, and I think though it is screen share, document presentation, it must be an interest to you even though you are not in profession, because what I'm going to talk is not calculations or formula or theory of structure or designs. I'm just going to talk to you about very general issues linked to construction and other areas of construction, which are very important for everyone to be understood. This certificate which I am showing to you, also I have to show to you conditions of contract for construction, as well as you can say EPC or turnkey projects. These are topics, very general topics in current talks. Screen share I'm trying to do is very important for everybody, because it is difficult to explain sometimes what is intended to be explained, and what I speak from my papers, you may get something or you may not get something. In a screen share, at least you can read what is shown to you. Even if I make some mistake, you can find out that I made a mistake. That's what it is. Construction, again and again I say, is very important field, though it is neglected by lot. This is a field where your whole money goes, your life saving goes, and if you do not get in return, what you expected or intended, though you did not, you imagine something, you dream a home, you dream a structure, you'll get all this money, but if you don't get in turn that one, it really disappoints you, and that is very annoying factor to everybody. In making a small talk, if I can help you to understand what is construction, what is engineering, what is building world, you may get some idea. I'm not claiming that you get something, and of course for engineers it is. Engineers too neglect sometime what should not be neglected, because for me money is not an only criteria. Criteria is to achieve or reach destination. Destination which is end sometimes, beyond which you can say nothing is left, or you can go to another destination if you reach some intermediary. Now, again I say, we use contracting procedures for whatever kind of smaller or major construction. Contract, as I explained many times, it's some kind of legally based agreement between two persons or entities, or we call them contractual parties. These parties have certain set objectives which that contractor has to carry out, in lieu of which employer, who is defined as party 1 on contract, pays some money or some consideration to that contracting party, which is party 2 on contract. So there are two parties on that contract, construction contract. One is party 1, that is employer or owner of that project, and other one is party 2, that is contractor or contracting person on that project. In fact, both are contractors because both are parties, but objective of contracting is different. One contracts to pay money and other contracts to do a job. Simple. To pay money and to do a job, there are two functions. Employer is legally bound to pay money that is agreed on contract as consideration, and contractor is bound to carry out job defined in scope of work. So this is a contract agreement like that. Both are actually on a track of contract. One moves on the employer track, other moves on employer rail, other moves on contracting rail, and both move together to reach certain platform, then next platform, then next platform, and finally destination platform. If they do not move together, you can say accident on way. There can be derailment, and you can say what result would be. My purpose is to just apprise you about what can happen on its way when you move smoothly on a contract, or what can happen on its way when you move turbulently on that contract. Smooth, or you can say like water flows in a lamina in a thin layer without any disturbance, that's called lamina flow or smooth flow. And when water moves in a turbulence form, means it's not smooth, it's disturbed all way, it's called turbulent flow. So contract should not move in a turbulent flow, it should move in a smooth flow or a laminar flow, but with of course required, or you can say expected, speed of progress. Progress we call it when we say contract is moving, it is on progress. We say 0 to 100 is progress of any contract. Whatever contract you can say, contract is moving smoothly means it is on a track which was fixed by both parties, that this is our track, or we call schedule or schedule, you can say. Schedule, there is a timeline, people call it timeline schedule, bar chart schedule, or whatever graphics it is. There is a set plan that we have to move on this. That plan is called schedule, or a route to move on to from commencement of a project of construction to end of project, or we call it delivery. Delivery means there are so many deliverables considered on contract. All these deliverables are to be delivered to site, and employer is owner of those deliverables, I can say. These deliverable means something that has been agreed that we do it for you, and that's called deliver. It may be supply, it may be construction on site, it may be something else. You can say whatever is included in scope of work of a contract is called deliverables, and these continuously are delivered on site from day 1 to day end. Finally, these are delivered when project is or construction project is declared completed and project status is withdrawn from that, and it comes into operational unit. Operational unit means if it is a factory, or if it's an industry, or it's a plant, or it can be, you can say, occupancy unit when it comes to residential, commercial, or some other criteria, some other class. These are only, I can say, definitions I'm trying to explain to you. It doesn't mean that what I'm saying is right. You can take into your own way what you expect from others. See, people are disturbing, that's a problem. Conditions of contract means construction contract. First I am talking, and then I'll jump on to EPC, because EPC is a little more complicated. Construction is easy because in case of construction contract, design is given by engineer on behalf of owner or employer to contractor, and that design contractor is required to execute or carry out. There is no requirement of design from contracting end, but if there is small design or sometimes contractor can also be requested with emergency, you please design this, but you cannot call that design status. So it is construction means the responsibility of design is shared by engineer appointed by employer, and indirectly you can say engineer and employer are jointly responsible for design, while executive work, or you can say practical carrying out work, is to be carried out by contracting party or contractor, you can say party 2 on construction contract. So there is one party that's called employer, that's owner or promoter or whatever you can say, who is investing money or who is responsible financially in all respects of that project, and contractor has to do that work, that is party 2. I have explained this many times, just keep reminding you what I mean to say. Engineer cannot be included as party on construction contract because engineer is no way a party on that contract, neither on behalf of employer nor on behalf of contractor. Engineer is a person who is named in a contract by designation or by entity, and that person is responsible to take care of administration of contract, supervision of contract, surveillance of contract, and you can say all technical activities, financial activities, or you can say whatever other jobs required to be carried out to ensure, to make sure that whatever is being defined on contract documents are being implemented by contractor without any lapse, and conformance is being conducted, that is required. But financial, as far as finance is concerned, only part responsibility, because even engineer cannot change any contents of these documents. Finance only which are agreed, which have been budgeted in, engineer can deal with that. Other than that, without permission of employer, engineer can also not do anything. So what is, you can say, extract or you can say conclusion of construction contract is, it's very simple, that employer has to pay to contractor, contractor has to carry that job in all respects, including material, resources, all machines or technologies, if there is some I say, and there is no way that contractor can run away, and engineer is there to help both employer and contractor, to help employer from design viewpoint and administration of contract viewpoint, and to help contractor to make sure that contractor does not make any error. This is, you can say, what you can call one line statement about contract. I had gone through contract last time, and now we'll jump on to again that one. I will not go to refresh all time because it takes time. And what we had discussed, all conditions of contract, and we were somewhere, engineer's determination was over, and we were there in that, I can say, meetings. I think meetings were also over, contractor was also over. I think let us start from contractor itself. Yeah, performance security was there. Performance security, contractor shall obtain, contractors contract, we see whether it's recorded or no. Sometimes it happens, it is a record, leave these people behind. 1334, so it's, I think so far it's fine. I can say contractor shall obtain at contractor's cost a performance security to secure contractor's proper performance of contract in amount and currencies stated in contract data. If no amount is stated in contract data, subclause shall not apply. Now, what is performance security? You can say it's kind of performance bond. This is a kind of guarantee that contractor submits to employer, that if I am unable to perform this contract as required, or I run away from here, you have absolute right that you can claim this bond money or this security money from designated bank that issues that bond. This is very simple in this way. You can say, means if I do not perform, because till tender exists, means till this contract is not awarded, previously it must have been that some tender bond was submitted, which guaranteed that if contractor runs away, if bidder runs away from accepting this bid as contract, then all money, whatever is included in that bond, and the bond, a bid bond, that would be confiscated. And same thing applies to here. Once contract is awarded, whatever amount exists in that performance bond or performance security, and if contractor runs away, doesn't accept this or doesn't complete that contract according to requirements included within contract documents, then performance security or performance bond shall be confiscated at decision of employer and as recommendation of engineer. It really happens, but it anything whatever you think it won't happen, not necessarily it happens. Or you can say sometimes some disputes happen, something happen means it's something we will discuss later. It's very complicated issue, but performance security, it is a basis of creating confidence. Means contractor says this is my money with you, you claim it any time if I don't perform this contract. That's sole meaning of this. Means in simple terms I can say, when I do job, I and complete job, you give me back this money, and if I don't complete this job, I don't, or I deny your this contract, then you can have every right to confiscate this money. अगर मैं ये काम नहीं कर सकता हूँ पूरा जो मैं क्लेम कर रहा हूँ कि मैं ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करूँगा, मैं आपको ये गारंटी देता हूँ कि मैं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करूँगा, और उस गारंटी के रूप में मैं आपको परफॉर्मेंस सिक्योरिटी और परफॉर्मेंस बॉन्ड दे रहा हूँ, और आप चाहें तो इसे क्लेम कर सकते हैं यदि मैं ये काम नहीं कर पाया। इसका सीधा मतलब है, और ये मैं काम कर देता हूँ तो आपको ये मनी मुझे वापस दे देनी होगी, ये बॉन्ड कैंसिल करके वापस देना होगा, ये मनी मैं बैंक से क्लेम कर सकता हूँ। इसका मतलब सीधा साधा सही है, एक तरह की श्योरिटी है। हालांकि इसका यूज़ बहुत कम होता है, कैंसिल कभी होती नहीं है। जब काम खत्म हो जाता है तो ये गारंटी वापस कर दी जाती है, लीजिए आपका काम खत्म हो गया, आपकी कंप्लीशन हो गई है, अब आप आराम से बैठिए और हमने ये काम एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है, क्लोज कर दिया है। ये इसका मतलब है। कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ऑब्लिगेशन, देखिए क्या है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ऑब्लिगेशंस। Contractor shall deliver performance security to employer with a copy to engineer within 28 days after receiving letter of acceptance. लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस आपको मिल गया, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हैं आप, और 28 दिन के अंदर अंदर आपको परफॉर्मेंस सिक्योरिटी या परफॉर्मेंस बॉन्ड देना होगा एम्प्लॉयर को, और उसकी कॉपी इंजीनियर को देनी होगी। ये प्रोविजन है, जितने की अमाउंट का वो होगा बैंक वो देगा आपको। बैंक का आपका हिसाब किताब है, वो जो भी रिकॉग्नाइज बैंक है, जो भी आपने सबमिट किया है वो बैंक आपको देगा। परफॉर्मेंस सिक्योरिटी शैल बी इश्यूड बाय एन एंटिटी एंड फ्रॉम विद इन ए कंट्री। ये जो परफॉर्मेंस सिक्योरिटी आप